All right, so today I am at my mom and stepdad's house over in central/eastern Washington, and we are going to be installing some snow blocks on the roof of their house. And this is going to be my first time installing snow blocks, also your guys' first time too, right? Tim and I watched a video on YouTube last night, so we're experts at this now, so we're going to know exactly what we're doing. Just kidding, no we're not. But it's the morning of, and Mom and I are gonna gather materials here. First thing we need is a ladder. So where's that at?
Right there by the jail.
Of course, everybody keeps their ladder next to their jail. So for those of you that don't know, snow guards, or snow blocks as I just called them, are something that you can install on your roof to prevent snow that has fallen from the sky and accumulated on your metal roof from sliding off all at once and then piling up alongside of your house, thus leading to damage to your siding or damage to things on the ground or people on the ground or other things on the ground. It helps keep the snow on the roof and then slowly melt. And instead of large chunks of ice and snow sliding and falling off the roof, you just have drips of water that melt and fall just like rainwater would. These ones, putting the screws in here first and just getting them started, which is those ones, yeah. Okay. One of the things that video we watched recommended was getting as much done on the ground before you bring things on the roof as possible, so you're not messing with stuff while you're on a ladder or up on the roof. So we can get these set before we even go up there, so I don't have to do that process while I'm up there. Okay, we're working on the first row. We're in our initial figuring stage. And as my mom always says, you start your projects, your DIY projects, on the side that people are less likely to see. So we're on the opposite side of the house from the driveway entrance over there. So if we screw this up, it'll be the ugliest one and nobody will see it.
We aren't going to screw it up. Well, we are going to screw it up, but we're going to screw it up properly. So we tighten these down and it squeezes this together, which makes it very strong. But we're going to check the torque. We want to put this bottom row 12 inches from here, which actually I did it 12 inches from here. Yeah, but that'll be all right. Since I already torqued that on there, we'll just go with 12 inches from here on this. Okay. And then we will go over there, put one on the other end, and we're going to put a string line on this so we can just bump our bracket against the string line. Then we'll put the rails on top. And on this roof, they call out a clamp for every other rib. So we're going to put a clamp here, skip one all the way down.
Okay, so I didn't find an adapter, but I found another set that fits this wrench.
Yeah, I didn't think it was probably all the way tight yet, because you want it to really squeeze in to that metal. Torque one and then the other. They recommend a dial indicator torque wrench for this.
Yeah.
But I don't have one. But I do think it's supposed to mash this in. It is supposed to do that. Because this is just, you know, there's air in here. Yeah. This doesn't fit super tight. So when you tighten this down, it's supposed to mash these together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there. I think we're going to call that good. So according to this, I'm about 125 pounds, but I think that's tight. Boy, it's really mashed in there. That isn't going to move. That isn't going to move. And we can always double check them later. I made a loop in my string, and I'm putting it on like this. So when I pull on this string, it pulls it tight right on the top, because we want this to be fairly precise. Okay, and then Diego's going to pull it around to the top of his and pull it around and tie it, or wrap it around a bunch of times. Just pull it tight and give it some wraps so it just stays on there, because we're going to use that. We're not going to snap a line. We don't want the chalk all over the roof. And then we use that as a guide, so we get these all straight. This is an S5 snow retention system. This is what they call Colorgard. So there's an extruded channel we'll show you that goes on here. That I bought some same color metal strips that go in it, so from the ground you won't see the bright aluminum. It'll cover that up with the same color. So aesthetically, I think these look pretty nice. I looked at several options for these, and I've put these on a building before and they worked really well. You can buy just glue-on polycarbonate ones that you place on your roof, and I didn't want those because you put those kind of all over the roof and the roof has to be super clean. And then I figured, you know, if they get broke off, then you're going to have a chunk of plastic stuck to your roof, and I just didn't want to do that. I thought this was a lot cleaner. This is a pretty low slope roof. This is a 312 or 2.5 12 pitch roof. And so this roof only requires one row, and it's only 16 feet long.
This roof is one pitch, but there's different.
I have several pitches of roofs.
Yeah.
That's a 312. That one calced out the same as far as one row. Same thing over there. And then this roof up here is a 612, and the 612 requires 2 rows. So we're going to put one row at 12 inches and one mid-span between the 12-inch and the peak. And some people put them close together. I saw a video the other day, they put one here and then they put another one just like 12 inches above it, and they say not to do that. Because what that does, all the snow will slide down from up there and pile up here, where you want the snow to kind of stay on the whole roof. So if we do one midpoint, it kind of holds that upper section, half the load up there and half the load down here, and allows it to just melt off and not come off all at once. Because last winter we had mountains of snow out here, because you take all this surface area and you get 6 inches of snow and it slides off. Now you got like 3 feet of snow down here. And then it snows another foot and now you got 9 feet of snow. So it's very important we don't have that pile up against our building. So.
Because that can soak the siding,
right?
Cause it to mold.
Yeah, we were out here shoveling and using the tractor and moving snow, and I love metal roofs, but that's the downside of a metal roof.
Yeah.
And it can be dangerous. I mean, when it comes off there, it's a lot of weight, and there's videos online of people cleaning the snow off the roof, and they're standing on a ladder, and all of a sudden the snow comes off, knocks them off their ladder. So it's best just to, if your roof is designed for it, to just hold the snow on the roof.
And these are in place, spaced out, generally speaking, so that they'll line up with our brackets up there.
So now we need bolts in our pockets.
What size is it?
1/2 inch.
Okay.
But they say to put a crimp on this rail to hold these together. So I'm going to crimp both of these right here. And that'll kind of hold that seam together too.
So this is, one piece is 7'8". This piece is 7'8".
Yep.
And they're held together by a coupling piece here.
Yep. There's 2 styles. You can buy this rail that has punched. It's got a slot in it that you can just put a bolt right through it into the bracket up there, or you can get these clips. And the nice thing about these is they can slide wherever you want them. Okay, ready for snow on that roof. When you do your online calculation, you can print this out, and it basically shows everything. Like, this is the utility roof that we're going to do here. It shows our snow load. Our slope is a 312, 13 feet from the eave to the ridge. We're going to do a 12-foot long snow guard, and then it says our manufacturer is ASC Building Products. It's a Skyline style roof. It's a 26 gauge roof. And then down here it will tell you exactly what's needed for this roof in parts. We need 10 clamps, we need 4 of the rails, we need 10 Versa clips, and we're not using snow clips. So a snow clip is another feature you can get. That is another piece that slides on and goes down to the roof between each one of those ribs to keep snow from sliding underneath. But they say if you're under 2 inches in height of your rib, that it really is inconsequential, and it was almost $400 for snow clips for this job, so we opted out of those. And then it shows one row with a clamp on every other seam, so we know we don't need one on every seam on that roof. So, and I have one of these printouts for every roof that we're doing. They have good instructions also. A lot of people use a Sawzall to cut this, which we could do, but a carbide blade on a cutoff saw like this will do a real nice job. You just got to go slow and it'll cut it, but little sharp shards fly off of that. So. They actually make a special blade just for that. But carbide blade, it did a real nice job. There's a little bit of a burr on there, but not much. It's nothing like a Sawzall would do. That feels pretty good. There we go. Okay. So 2 inches is the perfect measurement for these.
So now that we're on our 4th assembly, we got a pretty good system going here. It's almost like we know what we're doing at this point.
Anyone else notices, I'll tell them that your mom did it.
Okay, we finished all the first initial easy ones. Now it's gonna be time to tackle the tall roofs up there. Tim's putting in the first bracket on this end.
I'm gonna put the string on, and then we need to measure down there, put the tall ladder up.
Okay.
Put a bracket 12 inches up from the end, pull the string line,
Okay.
put our clamps on, and then we'll measure the overall length also.
Okay. Okay, I'm at the rib.
35 foot 10.
Okay.
And then we'll let it hang over.
Okay.
Can it hang over 4 inches?
There's 5 inches
Okay.
of room. I don't like heights very much. So now we got our measurement for how long this is gonna be. And we need to go along and put those brackets in on the standing seam along this whole thing.
This is a little shy at 4 feet.
I was going to put these in here.
Precision carpentry, that's what we do. Okay, 4 feet on there.
Well, we didn't know how that was gonna go, putting all this together in one giant piece and putting it up at one time, but it worked out pretty well. We got it all up here and it didn't come apart in the process, and we think it looks pretty good up here. There's gonna be another row about midway up this roof, but we're gonna do that after lunch. Making pretty good progress so far. We got that one done, this big one done, this one done, and the other side of this roof all done by lunchtime. Okay, we're back after lunch, and bad news, we got to take that back off because we were supposed to put, according to the engineering plan, one of those brackets every rib, and we did not do that. And the only way to put these on is to slide them on from the ends. So all of this has to come back off. We took that one back off to fix our mistake, and then we decided to go ahead and assemble all of the rest of the ones that we're gonna need to finish this project. Those are all now done. That took several hours of figuring out where we made our mistakes in. We got it all figured out and ready to go. Now it's just going to be a process of tying ourselves off to the roof so that we can put the top ones on there safely, and then we'll be able to finish this thing up.
I don't think it's gonna fall off.
All right, well, it took us the entire afternoon, but we got that row on there. Now it's time to throw rope over, tie ourselves off, and put another one up there.
Are you tying a knot on it?
Except I put it on her upside down. It's on there upside down. It's gotta go the other way. You squeeze this, you grab onto the rope, you slide that up.
So,
Okay, so we gotta get
once
the
the
ropes
rope is
over
in place, you just squeeze both sides of this and you got it.
Yeah, or like this.
Okay, here goes. It's my first time ever doing this.
So if you just get it over the peak a ways, Diego, then you can just kind of flip the rope. What are you doing up there now? And if the heavy end goes over, you can just keep flipping the rope and it'll slide down the other
Just
side.
stay there, Diego.
See, hers is caught on a rib up there. Don't pull the string right now.
Do this. I gotta be all the way over here.
It's a lot harder trying to go like that. Probably gonna need better shoes. Oh, mine just broke.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The bit on his drill just broke on the last one. I'm right here. That was scary, but we got all those in place. Now it's time to carry the other row up here, set it there, and then carry it up and fasten it in place. Oh, it's gonna be fun. good, it's good. It'll thread in, so it's good.
Is that all of them?
What do you think, Mom?
I think we have a whole nother side to do.
Well,
But it's gonna be easy
but
because
we
it's
gotta
all
do the bottom on the other side all off ladders.
it's all put together.
Oh, jeez.
And now you're experienced.
Yeah.
I wasn't meant to be a roofer, that's for sure. That concludes day one. We'll pick up tomorrow and finish things up. Luckily, we've got these two all put together and ready to go, so all we have to do is climb on the roof and fasten everything. So my first time putting snow blocks on metal roofing, and my first time using these harnesses and rope while on a roof. All right, it's the next morning here, and I'm just gonna start moving tools to the other side so we can get ready to finish that roof. But it's gonna take some time for the morning dew to run off, dry off. Probably gonna have to wait for the sun to start shining over the roof before we can start climbing up there. But I'm just trying to get everything set up so that we're ready to go once it's dry. Breaking bits over here like nobody's business. These things have to go in so tight. So we got our two rails all assembled, put together, that are gonna go on this roof. And Tim just added some tape here on this coupler piece that holds the two full pieces together. Because yesterday when we were putting these long pieces up on the other side, they kept wanting to come apart. Even though we did this little crimp right here, that crimp wasn't quite enough strength. But adding this tape makes it a whole lot stronger and it doesn't want to pull apart. So you could of course assemble all of that while on the roof. And but we just wanted to do as much on the ground as possible.
We figured if they put gutters up in one piece, you ought to be able to put that up in one piece.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go that way, hand it up to your mom. She's gonna have to just kind of, you'll have to go up the ladder with your end, and she's gonna have to hand it across to me. Or get it up on the roof. I don't know how the best way is. Probably up on the roof. Just get it on the, we just get it up above those brackets.
Okay, so I did not dry it any further down, so I'm stuck in this spot.
Good, you'll be stuck.
Perfect timing. The sun is starting to shine on that roof up there. So yesterday when we worked on that top roof on this side, we tied off to the front porch posts on the opposite side of the house. But today we need to tie off on this side. So we're gonna tie off on this post right here. And then Tim's gonna drive the tractor over and we'll use the tractor to tie off of over on this side. As soon as the roof dried, my mom climbed up there to grab the ropes and throw them. She has no fear and she's crazy.
It's all right. I've been called crazy before.
Yeah. Watch out, Tim. She's about to throw the... Oh.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Just flip the rope, it'll probably go right over there.
It's tangled around the
Oh, yeah, you did a good job. She's like a roper.
end. Yeah, I really roped it.
You gotta do is drop it over the
I
edge.
couldn't have done that if I tried.
Just toss it right down here. I'll tie it to this place.
You did it.
I did it.
That one's plenty long.
Yeah, that's plenty. And nobody died. Now let's put the harness on. I feel more secure when it's tight.
Looks like how it goes right there.
All right, so my mom and I are gonna do this roof. We're gonna start by I'll put one of these brackets on my end of the roof. She'll put one on the other. We'll run a string from one to the other, and then we'll use that as our guide to put the rest of the brackets in. And then we will carry the snow block up there, screw it in place. Mom and I are up here on the roof, putting in our last few brackets. I ran out and I broke the bit on my impact driver, as you can see. So it's down to her.
Very last one.
Yep.
And we did it.
Anything in closing to say? Well, I have to say that the best thing is to have a good son that'll help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and it was we needed to get it done before the snowballs fly, which could be soon up here in these mountains.
So you can do it by putting it all together in one piece.
Yes.
You can also do it on the roof. So
I think for us it was a lot easier to do it on the ground and put it up in one piece.
yeah.
Because they're light, and what we learned was putting a piece of really good tape on the back side of the seams held it together really nicely. So that helped a lot, because that's the main concern. If you're picking the whole thing up, that it slides apart, you bend something.
Yeah. So this video is not sponsored by S5. I have no ties to them. My parents just happened to buy that brand because they thought it was really good quality from their research, and that's what we put together. I think it's gonna work really well. I don't see any reason why it would not hold the snow on the roof. We put those things on really, really, really tight, and everything appears to be made of high quality materials, and it looks good. That Colorgard makes a really nice finish.
The only issue we had was make sure you have plenty of T30 Torx drivers.
Yeah.
Because we did break
Several
4 of those.
Yeah.
And they each box comes with one, but make sure you have extra.
Yeah. Well, that's another project down in my belt. None of us had ever put on snow guards before. So now we all learned that one together. Thanks, as always, everyone, for watching. Really appreciate it. And I don't know what the next project will be, but I'm sure I'll be working with these two in the future. So
Yeah.
looking forward to that, whatever that might be.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.